People call you intimidating. You weren't even trying. And if you're an introvert, you've probably heard it more than once. Cold, intense, hard to read. But here's what nobody tells you. There's actual psychology behind why this keeps happening. Have you ever been in a room with someone who wasn't doing anything? Not talking over people, not making demands, not even trying to stand out. And yet, something about them made everyone just a little more careful. That person probably didn't notice the effect they were having. They rarely do. If that sounds like you, this video is going to explain something most people spend years not being able to put into words. Because introverts don't intimidate people on purpose. They just have a way of doing it without trying. Here are 7 signs you're one of them. Sign 1, your silence is comfortable for you and deeply uncomfortable for everyone else. Most people treat silence like a gap that needs to be filled immediately. It's not that they have something important to say. It's that quiet feels like something went wrong. Research published in Psychological Science found that even a few seconds of unexpected silence in a conversation triggers a measurable anxiety response in people, and they instinctively move to fill it, often by saying something they didn't plan to say. You don't have that reflex. You can sit in silence because you're actually thinking to you that silence is productive to the person across from you. It reads like a verdict, and they don't know what the verdict is, and suddenly you're the one being called cold or intense for simply not performing conversation on command. Sign 2, you don't engage in drama, and that registers as a threat. In most social environments, there's one unspoken rule. The louder your emotions, the more people trust you. If something bothers you, you show it. If someone crosses you, you make sure people know. Drama isn't just conflict. It's how people signal they're emotionally readable, predictable, safe to be around. When you don't do that, not because you don't feel things, but because you'd rather think before you react, people don't know what to do with you. They can't get a rise out of you. They can't guilt you into changing. And someone they can't predict, can't pressure, and can't read. That makes them nervous. Even if you haven't done a single thing wrong, one woman learned this firsthand. A coworker decided she was boring because she wouldn't keep small talk going. They pushed. She didn't give them the reaction they wanted, so she said 4 words that shut it down completely. I'm not your entertainment. I'm your coworker. Not aggressive, not loud, just someone who didn't need that person's approval, and the coworker had no idea how to respond to that. Sign 3, you ask real questions instead of performing conversation. When someone asks how you're doing, the expected answer is fine. Nobody means it. Nobody wants the real answer. Small talk isn't about connection. It's a social handshake that says, I'm friendly, I'm safe, I won't go too deep. You skip past that, not to be rude, but because your mind genuinely wants to go somewhere real. So, you ask one question the other person wasn't expecting. Their energy shifts. Their answer gets careful. And later, they describe you to someone else as kind of intense. You were just curious, but to them, it felt like exposure. Research on introvert cognition shows that introverts process information through longer, more complex neural pathways before responding, meaning they're absorbing more before they speak. What looks like hesitation from the outside is actually depth. And when that depth shows up as a question that cuts past the surface, the other person feels it before they can explain why. It doesn't feel like curiosity to them. It feels like being seen before they were ready. Sign 4, you keep your emotions controlled. And people read that as not caring. This one cuts deep because the truth is almost the opposite of what people assume. You feel things, possibly more than most, but you've learned that letting emotions take over in a heated moment usually makes everything worse. So, you stay calm. You respond from the rational part of your mind, not the reactive one. You don't match someone's intensity just because they're escalating.